Your job is to anger an entire fandom. How would you do it? The remake/reboot is the best version. Tell them the honest-to-God truth. Spider-Man is a menace to the city. What first walks on 8 legs, then on 4, finally on 2? The Weasley twins. Super Smash Bros. Is just a party game and not a real fighting game. Also Brawl is the best game in the series. The ending of Game of Thrones was a masterpiece. If you are a video game developer, it's actually quite simple. Just become a subsidiary of EA. I love Supernatural, but Jensen Ackles sounds like a skin condition. The lotion cleared up the Jensen Ackles, but my Channing Tatum still itches. You're not going to anger any fans because they actually made this joke in an episode. They go through a portal to an alternate universe where Supernatural is a TV show about the lives of the Winchesters. Dean literally says, what the hell is a Jensen Ackles? Good point. Okay, how about the way they handle investigations? Dean, look, Sam, we've stumbled across yet another murder scene. Sam, yes we have. And since vampires, werewolves, and many other creatures come from what are essentially contagious diseases, let's make sure to touch as much blood as possible. Dean, as always. And let's get our fingerprints all over the victim's stuff. Oh, what the hell, let's just go ahead and lick the body, too. Han shot second. Is murdered via the internet somehow. Draw Amethyst from Steven Universe as a blonde-haired skinny white woman. It said anger a fandom, not commit suicide. Oh man. I remember when that happened. That pretty much killed the mainstream appeal of the show overnight. It's still got its fans, but it's never been the same. David Tennant was just okay. The best part is this could refer to at least 3 very passionate fandoms. David Tennant single-handedly carried those series through some of the worst writing and SFX ever committed to television, through sheer likability. What a guy. Minecraft has really bad graphics. Oh, do people still play that game? How about Minecraft went downhill after Notch sold it? Or, Minecraft only came out on consoles because Notch wanted to milk that cash cow. I could go on. Rowling created the entire universe, she has every right to share extra tidbits of information if she chooses to. She said somewhere that it was a mistake to have Ron and Hermione end up together, as she realized now they didn't realistically make sense. She said if she were to start over, she would have Harry and Hermione fall in love instead. Then Ron and Ginny would end up together. The Avatar, The Last Airbender movie was so much better than that long drawn-out trash TV show. I haven't been this offended since actually watching that movie. There is no movie adaptation in Ba Sing Se. Firefly deserved to be cancelled and I'm glad it's never coming back. Fair goddamn play, that deserves gold because damn that is how you piss people off. Edit, I think I may have stolen someone's gold, thanks for it. I liked Rachel and Joey together. I did too. The way Joey really was interested in Rachel and her life and was overall engaging in her interests. It really blew the curtains off of the Joey is an idiot trope they had been riding on. Make a joke about Fred Weasley. Nah, jokes about Fred Weasley will never get old. Just like him. I mean, he did once. MTG cards are expensive, that's why I don't play. I'd rather play something affordable, like D&D. Magic players know this. Even the cheap way to play still costs like $15 every time you go do it. Batman v Superman is better than Endgame. Dallas Cowboys have wasted the careers of some of the best players of the last 20 years and will do it again with Zeke. And most of you are only fans because your dads abandoned your local team because of cheerleaders. I feel like a lot of Cowboys fans would actually agree with you on almost all of this. Start writing fanfic centered upon Wesley Crusher discovering an interdimensional portal that allows him to travel to the Star Wars and Harry Potter universes. This is already a thing, isn't it? Just skip to part 3, Jonathan is boring and Joseph's story is irrelevant. I didn't watch the first 2 parts, I just wanted to get to the ghosts or whatever. The books were great, but I can't believe they left out all the bits about the weirding modules. You might get lynched for this one. Star Trek is clearly better than Star Wars. I never really got this fight. They are completely different things. I love both. Star Trek is sci-fi and Star Wars is fantasy. Not even the same genre. BTS is awfully generic. Shit-talk K-pop on Twitter and you'll suddenly have a collection of fan cams in the replies. Good thing this is not Twitter, then. On Netflix there's a series called Explained. It's by Vox, I think, so I'd how you feel about them. But it's pretty bipartisan. They have a whole episode on K-pop and how it's pretty much just formulas. Everything from who they pick for the band, to how many people are in it, to the roles they play, to the songs they sing. It's fascinating. It's heavily formulated. More so than radio hit singles from the Western cultures. They basically have dance and singing academies where the music industry goes and scouts them out specifically for K-pop. They even have tryout to see who gets along together. Or to see how many different personalities they can fit into a group, and so there's someone for every type of fan. Just because you watch Rick and Morty doesn't mean you have 1000 level IQ. Edit: I know by my original comment it seems that I hate Ricky and Morty, but in reality I actually do like the show and I look forward to the next season. I just have a big distaste for the 0.1% of the fandom that act like the comment above. What do you mean? I know the Schrodinger's cat reference, so I'm obviously a genius. The rumor was the best feature in Diablo 3 and removing it killed the game. Diablo Immortal is better because it's on mobile. Introduce an Ultkia Plus character and then kill them off in the same episode. Sorry Voltron fandom. They had to sacrifice the gay in Voltron to give it to Shira. Tony Stark deserved to die. He was a cocky asshole that only cared for himself. Joker is pretty shallow and nowhere near as deep and game-changing as it thinks it is. Lost had a great ending that made sense and the last few seasons were the best. The Phantom Menace was my favorite movie. Edit: my inbox has now been blown up with angry prequel fans. I guess it worked. Minecraft bad, Fortnite good. Let's hope I don't get death threat DMs. Real talk, what I really don't understand about that whole beef is how most younger people who play Fortnite also play Minecraft. Phantom Blood is overrated. Alternatively, it's fine to skip parts 1 and 2. Professor Snape was a creep and an asshole with no redeeming qualities. It's not the dice, it's you. Stop buying new lucky dice. The Avatar movie was good. Pokémon is turn-based RPG light for kids and will never be hard. I bet everyone would lose their shit if the next Doctor was black. Doctor Who fandom, not my real opinions here, but for specific groups of fans I'd say for maximum rage. I stopped watching once the Doctor wasn't hot anymore. I hate Donna, she would have been bearable if she at least got together with the Doctor. She's a mystery wrapped in an enigma, squeezed into a skirt that's just a little bit too tight. Looms. Honestly, it wasn't the female Doctor that killed it for me. The new season's writers just changed the overall feel of the show. And Capaldi's last couple seasons were full of genuine political statements, which wasn't ideal either. I wish she was a ginger. The Doctor always wanted to be a ginger, and I thought it'd be fun if the Doctor finally got to be a ginger as a woman. That would have been great. Seeing her hair and screaming finally. Then hearing her voice and touching her throat to be like, oh, that's new. I've never seen Shrek. I've never seen the Bee movie. I've never seen a single superhero movie. Dude, the Bee movie is insane. The plot is maybe C+ for the first half hour, and then it just winds up and slingshots into absolute madness. It honestly felt like thinly veiled government propaganda, but for which party, I have no clue. As I recall, it had to do with Jerry Seinfeld proposed, jokingly, the idea while drunk or something, and then he was told to actually make it. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is possibly one of the worst comedy shows I've ever seen. Although I know that's because I'm not the target demographic, since I'm not 10. I know that is what this thread is for, and I read all of them as jokes. But this one still made only one eye blink involuntarily. I have contained my rage for as long as possible, but I shall unleash my fury upon you like the crashing of 1,000 waves. Begone, vile man. Begone from me. Okay, time to self-harm here. Here goes nothing. All variations of modern fantasy from Lord of the Rings, Star Trek, Warcraft is just plagiarized from a poorly written book cobbled together by an Anglo-Saxon nerd who was paid to write about how awesome some Viking chads were. A breed of chad that is the very antithesis of what a person who enjoys fantasy would be. Meaning the hero of the story would likely look at you in disgust, and then f*** your mum. Recast a traditional white comic book character, and therefore fictional, with a person of color. Do you know why Nina and Alexander are my two favorite characters from Full Metal Alchemist? It's because they are inseparable. Also, fun fact, those are my favorite characters even if they didn't get a happy ending. It's a good thing Tom Bombadil got left out of the movies. They should have taken the Eagles to Mordor. Return of the King is the worst one. A universal way to commit suicide in any fandom. The writers aren't queerbaiting by not making two men who care about each other gay, you all just hate the idea of two men being close without wanting to rail each other. Doctor Who has no emotional, intellectual, or political value whatsoever, and all of the actors have the acting ability of a cardboard cutout, and about as much personality. Rose was annoying at best, and she had the same chemistry with Tennant as water with more water. Eccleston had all the energy of a single firecracker and lasted about as long. Matt Smith has all the emotional impact of chewing a mouthful of dry crackers. Capaldi has all the philosophical weight of Book of Socrates quotes and random song lyrics rewritten by a dyslexic and rearranged in a random order. Whittaker's run so far has the depth of a puddle, and half of the episode have a social justice message heavy-handed enough to beat Godzilla to death with. There, that should be everyone. I expect the hit squad at my door by day's end. But seriously, I've loved every Doctor in their own way. These are the things that would probably get me foaming at the mouth.